welcome back. Hi, how are you? Long time. Good morning, welcome back. How are you? Would you like to see Mr. Knox? Please.
Good morning. Welcome back. Great to see you. Come on in. Come on in. Let me just clear this up. Have a seat. It's great to have you with us. And welcome to another school year. Let's get started. I'll take this. We will need to be wearing those at school all the time. That's a really important thing. But we'll get to that in a minute. Here's what we're going to talk through today. Tick tock, Sesame Street, attendance, exams, no cafeteria, no buses, keeping everyone health and safety, laptops at school, online schedule, and the hybrid plan. But first, back to the clock. Tick tock. What's all that about? Well, this year, your success will be determined by how you manage time. That's right. And this year, you've got many important deadlines. The most successful student at IC are the students who meet deadline. Now it's time for a song.
Oh, who are the people in your neighborhood? Come on, Ben!
In your neighborhood.
Good! In your neighborhood. Say, who are the people in your neighborhood? The people that you meet each day.
Hey, this is good. Okay. Well, who are the people in our neighborhood?
Well, you'll see. Come on out, person in our neighborhood.
So who's in our neighborhood? Let's have a quick run through. College counseling, Miss Inar, Ms. Rua, and Mr. Ruba Kalaf is joining us this year as a new learning support teacher, as is Mrs. Maya Hashim as a counsellor. We all know Dana, and Mrs. Zaina Zuain is the head of the Ali Khan Dua Center. Head of Dean of Students, etc. Ms. Malda is head of French and Lebanon. Mr. Shirazi is Mr. Shirazi. And Mrs. Daoud and Mr. Saeed. And then me. But here's a question. How successful do you want to be? You want a manchon when you get to the end of the year? If you knew you were doing something that was stopping you, would you stop it? Well, you probably are doing something that's limiting your ability to achieve. All of you. And this is what I think you're doing. You're not sleeping. Now, you've heard me talk about this over and over again, and I'm going to keep talking about it because it's really important, because doctors tell us things about sleep, just like they tell us things about managing your heart or having to exercise or taking vaccines for viruses. Sleeping is critical for your memory. So, lack of sleep makes remembering things more difficult. You need to be disciplined and manage your sleep. So, plan your sleep based on what time you need to get up. And count back at least 7 hours, ideally 8, from your getting up time, and that's the time that you should be in bed. So let's have a look at how that went. Here we go. If you have to wake up at 6, count back 8 hours, gives you 10. So an ideal sleep routine for you to be as effective as you can be in studying is to sleep at 10, wake up at 6. Now, I know that might sound crazy, but if you're going to spend hours studying, then a lot of that might be wasted or will be wasted if you're not getting this much sleep. Really, it's not just my thoughts, it's what doctors are telling me. So you need to start changing your sleep patterns now, because in a few slides, I'm going to be telling you the timing that will be coming to school. And psychologists and doctors tell us that it's going to take this many weeks for you to switch your sleep pattern. So it's really important that you start to sleep now, because next week, as you probably know by now, we are starting online courses. And the schedule for those looks like this. Get out of the way. So, period 1, 2, 3, break, 4, 5, 6, break, 7, 8, 9, starting at 8:30, finishing at 4 if you have a period 9. That's a long day. In fact, that's the longest day you will have had in this many months. So if your sleeping is not going to get you up at an 8:30 a.m. start for next week, week 2, then you need to start changing your sleeping tonight. Don't wait. Don't think, oh, it's the last few days of my holiday, so I can just sleep in and stay up late and play my PS4 till 2 in the morning. You do that, then the time you spend at school will be wasted. So a couple of things about being at school. Attendance will be taken. And if you're online and you drop out due to electricity or internet, then you need to send your subject teacher an email immediately once you're reconnected. That's really important. That will help us track attendance. Because if you don't do that, just disappear without explanation, then points will be deducted from your citizen. So next week, after next week, from September 28 onwards, we have this.
PCAT. CRX.
What next? Oh. What's this one?
Hammocks.
Imagine seeing that walking down the path. Yes, next week we are moving to a hybrid, a mixture of two things together. And the mixture is this, face to face, and this, online, together. How is that going to work? Well, you'll be put in 2 groups, and some of you think that you're in groups already. The groups haven't been made. So, you'll be put in 2 groups, and you'll come to school on alternate days. So, Group A will come on the first day. And they'll be at school over here. At the same time, Group B will be at home on a Zoom call doing this. And you'll be here observing what they're doing. The teacher will be here and here to help you with what's going on. The next day, you'll switch over. The next day, you'll swap. And if you were at home, you'll come to school. And then we'll keep switching and switching and switching as we go through the hybrid. Your parents can choose to keep you at home if they feel that there's a concern about COVID, health issues at home. Or maybe you're not even in Lebanon. Obviously, you're not going to fly here for tomorrow and then fly home back to wherever you are. So you will be able to continue fully online. But you can't chop and choose from day to day. You can't wake up and think, I'll just stay here today and do it online. It'll be okay. Your parents will need to fill in a form that lets me know what their plan is for you. That's right, your parents, not you. It's a conversation with you and mum and dad about if you're going to be coming to school for the hybrid or fully staying home. That's a really important piece. We do not want you to be just waking up and choosing not to school on the day. Your teachers are very much looking forward to seeing you. Your classmates are very much looking forward to seeing you as well. A couple of things. There will no longer be a cafeteria in operation. So that's no water bottle, that's no food, it's no snack. So you need to make sure that you bring a packed lunch every day and a big water bottle, not just your little tiny little one that you just swallow and throw away. It needs to be a big one to last you all day at school. There's no refrigeration, so you'll either keep your packed lunch in your bag or in your locker. Now, when I was a student, way back in ancient times, that's what I did every day for 12 years in the same climate as Beirut. So if you tell me it can't be done, well, I'm evidence that it can. I survived packed lunch for 12 years. It's different, but that's how we'll have to manage it. There will no longer be buses this year as well. So a few different changes. There will be assessment at school, exams, etc. will be happening at school on a regular basis. If you're at home full-time, online, there will also be assessments for you online. But here's where we get to the important things. Health and safety at the school is most important. One of the ways that we're going to manage that, well, overall, we need to make sure that you're not in contact with others during your day at school. That's really, really critical. One way we're going to do that is with this crazy picture here. How are we going to move around the building? So over here is the entrance to Rockefeller. Now, if you were to walk in Rockefeller towards the cafeteria, you come to the steps that lead up all the way up to Ahmed Park. But you can see with the arrows that this end of the building is only going to be a down stair. So if you want to go up, you have to go over to here and go the other way to go up. And so on, over at the end of the annex also. In the walkways, in the hallways, there are going to be some lanes, like roads. We divide the hallway in half and you walk down that hallway. So here's a little video to give you an idea of what that might look like, how we might spread out. And it's a video from another school somewhere where some kids have done something very creative to help you understand how far apart we should be standing. So I'm going to hand over to Dan.
When you're walking through the halls, remember to stay 6 feet apart at all times.
Let's make sure these two are staying 6 feet apart. Stop! Are you guys 1 Harrison apart? That's A-okay.
Oh, Avery, how are you today? I'm great, how are you? Good, I'm alright. Stop! That's not 6 feet. Harrison, do the thing. Remember, kids, staying 6 feet apart is important, so you can't hold the door for everybody. Now this is the right way to do it. Stay safe.
Well, you guys are probably wondering why we say stay 1 Harrison apart. Well, Harrison actually is 6 feet tall, and that's how far you should be away from other people. Stay 6 feet apart, kid.
So that's interesting because that's the distance we'll need to try our very, 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 very best to stay from each other when we're in the playground, when we're in the hallways, when we're on the stairwells, when we are in the classroom. And we will need your very best help to manage that, because if we get a positive case of someone in the building having coronavirus, then being at school will stop for that class of students, and you'll all go back to fully online, which I know many of us would not prefer. So we all need to do our very, very best. One of the other ways that we're going to make sure that we know who has been in contact is through a system of scanning yourself into a room. So you will need to get your cell phone, and at the front of on the door of every classroom will be one of these QR codes. You scan it with your phone, it will send you to a website. You put your initials in. You need to be signed in on your IC email account, and click submit for every room that you go into during the day. And on that note, you should only be going into the rooms that you have classes in. You cannot go into the room of a friend to visit them. You will not be allowed to just leave the classroom during passing periods. The only reason you'll be heading out of the classroom is to use the bathroom. We need to do this so that we make sure people are not mixing. Because if we mix and then there's a case, then that becomes a challenge to manage. So we need your help in all of this. It's really, really important. There are certainly other things that will be happening at school as well. Thermal scanners on entry, hand cleaning in every room, etc., etc. But these two things in the secondary school are the big ones. Next week, by the end of next week, there will be some videos showing you how to move around in the building and where you can be and how you should be moving from place to place in the secondary school. It's really important. So, in summary, let's have a look at what we've covered. We have covered time being the most important thing to manage this year. Sesame Street helped us understand who are the people in your neighborhood. Attendance will be taken, there'll be exams and assessment at school. There will not be the cafeteria and the buses won't be running. We need to do a few things to keep everyone healthy and safe. And the point that I made at the start that I haven't yet expanded upon is this. If you have a laptop, bring it to school when you're at school. That will be helpful. Or a tablet, but you won't be able to work at your desk on your phone. Tablet or laptop at your desk. Phones on the shelf, on the wall. Well, our online schedule begins next week, and then our hybrid begins the week after. And what I forgot to mention is the hybrid begins at 7:40. Just like regular school back in the olden days. It seems it's that long ago. So the sleep piece that's not listed on here, the sleep piece becomes even more critical as we go into hybrid. Because if you're online, you'll also be starting at 7:40. So keep that in mind and be disciplined with your sleep and start changing those patterns tonight. Not tomorrow, tonight. Remember the ideal, in bed by 10, up at 6. That's going to be so helpful as you aim to do your very, very best this year. So on that note, good to see you again. Good to be here, and I'm looking forward so much to seeing you all back at school, enjoying the company of each other, and getting back to some regular, as much as possible, teaching and learning. We'll see you soon. This has been another episode from the Director's Desk. Bye now.